Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News Midday starts now.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. I'm Mike Hart.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. We're following breaking news at this hour. Kern County public health officials confirming with 23 ABC the number of flu deaths locally has nearly doubled in recent days.
That's right. Public health telling 23 that there are now 7 confirmed deaths in Kern County due to the flu. Earlier this week, we told you that number was at 4. Across the country, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say there have been at least 22 million cases of the flu here in the U.S., with more than 12,000 deaths.
And more breaking news just within the last hour. We learned more about the moments during and following a deadly fire in Porterville that claimed the lives of 2 firefighters. Fire officials discussing it just hours after the body of Patrick Jones was transported to the Tulare County Coroner's Office.
This morning, Porterville fire officials saying when crews first arrived at the library Tuesday, the priority was to make sure the building was clear. Not knowing if anyone was still inside, Captain Raymond Figueroa and firefighter Patrick Jones went inside the burning building, hoping to clear it out. Moments later, a Mayday was signaled and efforts began the search for both firefighters. Figueroa was found and life-saving efforts performed, but he died at an area hospital.
The fire department's rapid intervention team was unable to locate the body of Jones. He wasn't found until about 10:30 last night. This morning, a procession followed his body from the Porterville Library to the Tulare County Coroner's Office. Officials discussing moments ago the toll this incident has taken.
Is as well as can be expected. We're grieving very. It's very taxing on all of us. I have about maybe 45 hours up now with very little food. It's hard to eat. I'm sure my staff is at the same point, and so are the firefighters that have been working for me. You can see it in their faces when you walk by them, and I'm sure it's in my face as you see now.
The chief says that the Porterville fire staff are on stand down until tomorrow morning. There's a possibility that other agencies will come in to fill the void of Porterville crews over the weekend so firefighters can receive counseling and other services. 2 13-year-olds have been taken into custody in connection with the fire. County officials say they will be tried as juveniles.
The Arvin Community Services District has issued a boil water notice to its customers. It's all due to mechanical failures at 2 of its 3 active wells. The problem caused a significant drop in water pressure to the district's system. Officials are advising the customers to only use boiled tap water or bottled water for drinking and cooking for safety purposes and to reduce water use overall. Affected customers can get bottled water from the district on Campus Drive in Arvin. Just bring a water bill with you to show you live within district boundaries.
All right, let's switch gears. Bring in Chief Meteorologist Delano Russ. Can't see if we've hit 70 yet.
Yet?
Not yet, but we're looking to hit it and stay there for several hours this afternoon. Yeah, you see that storm just offshore. It makes its move tomorrow night. So we're not talking about it yet, but it is creating this southerly flow. You see it's drawing up a little bit of warm air from the tropics, but also we have surface high pressure here. See this ridge? So that's wrapping around some dry desert breezes as well. All of that air up from the south has taken us to the 60s here in the heart of the valley. 64 in Bakersfield is our average high. We're hitting it now, not even lunchtime yet, so we soar to those 70s for several hours this afternoon. Up in the mountains, you see it's still in the 40s there, and there is a bit of that breeze coming in from the southeast as that wind then rides down the slopes. Look how it compresses and warms up. Lamont and Arvin trying to get to 78 today, really close to that 80-degree mark. We haven't hit 80 so far this year. We don't want to. Here in Bakersfield, 76 is well enough above average already. At least it's sunny with moderate air quality. 60s in the mountains with a wind advisory in effect there with some gusty winds until about 3 p.m. And then they change direction tomorrow with the rain chance. Show you that coming up.
The President's Western Road Swing begins in about a half an hour in Las Vegas with an event before going to Colorado Springs for a rally and coming back to Las Vegas where he will wrap up his 4-day trip. 23
ABC's Austin Westfall has a recap of that stopover in Bakersfield.
Hello to Bakersfield. I've heard a lot about Bakersfield.
President Donald Trump took the stage Wednesday afternoon after Air Force One touched down around 2:30 p.m. Trump coming out to a packed, invite-only crowd in Jayco Hangar at Meadowsfield Airport. Thousands more turning out in the streets surrounding the airport, hoping to get a glimpse of the commander-in-chief.
I have no doubt that whatever he says is going to be good for Bakersfield.
But like many Trump appearances around the country, with groups of supporters, also comes group of protesters.
He's supposed to be here speaking with the farmers of Bakersfield. He needs to be out there speaking with the farm workers of Bakersfield, you know? They're the people that are doing a lot for our country.
In the roughly 40-minute address, Trump talked water for Central Valley farmers.
You'd have more water than you knew what to do. You wouldn't have to be rationing water. And it's just absolutely insane. So hopefully the governor will get his act together and he'll get this done.
Earlier this month, California Governor Gavin Newsom announcing a plan to keep more water in the San Joaquin River Delta. That was in response to new rules put in place by the Trump administration back in October, committing to sending more water to farmers in the Central Valley. The Newsom administration said it would sue the federal government over its new rules, but so far it has not done so. At yesterday's event, Trump ceremoniously signing his administration's reworking of those environmental rules, with several farmers and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy by his side. McCarthy telling us after the event that the ball is now in the governor's court.
We want them to work together. That's what the president was talking about today. We've always worked together in the past. Work for the interest of California and the California citizens while at the same time protecting our environment is a perfect way to go.
That was 23 ABC's Austin Westfall reporting. In other news, in a unanimous vote last night, the Delano City Council approved the purchase and implementation of approximately 20 surveillance camera units for the city of Delano. Earlier this month, the Delano Police Department proposed the cameras to the council, saying they could help them solve crimes. At the beginning of February, Delano Police Chief Robert Navarez told 23 ABC the new cameras would be placed in high crime areas and along paths often traveled after crimes are committed, like the 99 freeway, which cuts through the middle of the city, giving criminals an easy exit path. City officials also told us earlier this month that the cameras will cost about $160,000 per year.
The Bakersfield City Council has approved a mid-year budget appropriation that includes money to finish purchasing BPD body cams. Officials say $737,000 of sales tax revenue generated by Measure N will be used as additional funding to accelerate the completion of the body-worn camera project. This new allocation will allow another 215 cameras to be deployed by this spring, outfitting the entire department. It will also cover the cost of adding 2 additional police property and equipment specialist positions. The council also approving mid-year funds for the new city and county homeless shelters. The money for the appropriation also coming from the $5.4 million raised in sales tax revenue. An $822,000 allocation will be used for city and county homeless services. The bulk of that money, $500,000, going to Kern County to help with its new homeless shelter on M Street. The rest of it would go to support the city's new shelter on East Brundage Lane.
The man accused of shooting the Bakersfield Heart Hospital in December of 2017 entered a not guilty plea by reason of insanity. Brandon Clark went before a judge Wednesday for a readiness competency hearing. Clark's accused of firing a handful of shots into a glass door at the Heart Hospital on December 1st of 2017. Officials say Clark made entry into the hospital and pointed his firearm at several people. However, he never fired the weapon. Since the incident, Clark has been receiving treatment at a local hospital. The jury trial is expected to begin later this year in October.
A big development in McFarland. The mayor has announced he will be resigning. Mayor Manuel Cantu stated that by the end of Wednesday, he would resign as mayor of the city of McFarland. Primarily, he said, because it was time for other leadership. He added he also wanted to spend more time with his family and possibly pursue his passion as a minister. Cantu has been the mayor of McFarland for 9 years, and when asked if his resignation had anything to do with the death of John Wooner, his former city manager, Cantu said it absolutely does.
John was a great team leader. John was a great friend. John is a friend, and so him not being here definitely has created some emotions for me that I have to consider as well. But we were a great team, and so obviously, not having John here with us is one of the many factors that I take into consideration.
He added that in 2019, it was a challenging year for him and the city, and that last year played a role in his decision. Cantu said Mayor Pro Tem Steve McFarland will step in as the new interim city manager.